Vinaya ma'am, please you can start.
Okay. Thank you, Anuja ma'am. Good morning to all joined here. As all of us know, today we are joined here to listen to Mr. Christopher Rohan De Silva from T Systems International to give the insights on IT skills for tech career. Good morning to all joined here. Before we start, there are some instructions to the participants. If participants have any clarifications or questions during the presentation, please type in the chat box and we have time for the questions at the end of the session. To keep the quality of sound functional, I request everyone to mute during the presentation. Let's begin the program by invoking God's blessings. I request Ms. Ashna to lead us into prayer.
आज के सब मिल के रब से दुआ मांगे जीवन में सुकून चाहिए चाहत में वफा मांगे हालात बदलने में अब देर न मालिक जो दे चुके पूरे अंधेर न मालिक एक तू ही भरोसा एक तू ही सहारा इस तेरे जहां में नहीं कोई हमारा ईश्वर या अल्लाह ये पुकार सुन ले ईश्वर या अल्लाह ये दाता ईश्वर या अल्लाह ये पुकार सुन ले ईश्वर या अल्लाह ये दाता हमसे न देखा जाए बर्बादियों का समा उजड़े हुए बस्ती में ये तड़प रहे इंसान नन्हे जिस्मों के टुकड़े लिए कड़ी है एक माँ बारूद की दुआ में तू ही बोल जाएगा एक तू ही भरोसा एक तू ही सहारा इस तेरे जहां में नहीं कोई हमारा ईश्वर या अल्लाह ये पुकार सुन ले ईश्वर या अल्लाह ये दाता ईश्वर या अल्लाह ये पुकार सुन ले ईश्वर या अल्लाह ये दाता
Thank you, Ashna. Now I call upon Mr. Chris to introduce resource person and welcome.
A very good morning to everyone present here today, respected HOD, members of the organizing committee, teachers, and also welcoming all the participants from various institutes. My name is Christy James Bass, and it brings me an immense pleasure to introduce our speaker today, who's going to talk to us on the topic, Insights on IT Skills for a Tech Career. This is a session which we should all be interested at because we will be learning today what working professionals think are the most important skills and knowledge to land your next job in the future, and also to discover how to invest in these soft skills that make a crucial difference for a successful lifelong tech career. Joining us today, our speaker is an MCA graduate. He's currently working as a SDET automation consultant for T Systems International. he acquires a professional expertise skill set on web automation, Selenium WebDriver, API automation, CI/CD pipeline, and various other tools and technologies. So, without any further delay, introducing our speaker, Mr. Christopher Rohan De Silva.
Thank you, Chris, giving us such a wonderful welcome as well as nice introduction. And I will also give a special thanks to BCA faculty members as well as your college management to giving such a wonderful opportunity. I'm very happy I'm very glad to being a part of this session and sharing my information, sharing my knowledge on these technical skill set career for which is needed for future jobs, especially for tech careers. So thank you guys. Thanks a lot. Okay. Can I start on presenting this session, or do you want to talk? Anybody want to talk on this?
Yes, over to you.
Yeah. Thank you. I'll just switch off my video because otherwise the bandwidth utilization will be a bit more. So that's the reason I will just switch off my video and I'll try to share my screen. Okay, if you face any audio glitch or anything, any disturbance, please let me know immediately so that I can correct it from my end if possible. Okay, yeah. So you are able to see my screen, right, currently?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's start the session. Let's begin with the session. Okay. Yeah, as all of we know that today's main topic is skills for the tech career, which main skills are required while we are learning our graduation or post-graduation or in engineering degree. What we can take out and what from that what we can show our potential skill while going to interview or while working in the IT industry. So what are the things we need to concentrate? Those main focus we can give for today's session. And at the end, you guys have any questions, please let me know so that we can, I will try to answer for your questions as well. Okay, the first thing, we can see as a basic definition of what is skill set. See, to have a skill set, first we should have a mindset. Then only we can go on to develop our skill set. Otherwise, it is never possible or it is impossible. So as we all know, the skill set is nothing but to do our day-to-day work, what good methodologies or what good strategies we can apply so that we can do our work in a high quality with the high and very good effective deliverables in given specified time. That is called skill set. So here just skill set is the better quality approach to apply to doing our day-to-day work, nothing else. So now how to develop our skill? So as I just said, to develop our skill, we should have one good mindset. And second, we should always be self-motivated. Then only we can develop our skill set. Maybe it may be in your technical career or maybe in any other stream. This is the basic fundamental rules. Okay, as we move forward, we'll just take a stream that is a technical skill set, which is needed for our career after being a graduate or a postgraduate. If I just move to next slide, see, I have listed a major fundamental skill set strategy for our programming skill. See, we all know that we have a graduation, post-graduation, or any other courses. But being a technical career, to achieve a technical career, what we have to learn? The first, as a BCA graduate or BSc graduate or any other graduate, as a technical career, these are the major outcome we have to take. One is like mathematics, second one is a logical reasoning, third one is problem solving, and next one is the aptitude test. See, the first thing is, what is mathematics? Why mathematics is important? See, to become a good programmer, the fundamental rule starts from maths. Without a mathematics, you cannot write a good program at all. Now you might be wonder why mathematics I need to write a good program. Of course, see, mathematics is nothing but always a problem solving approach. So if you solve more and more problems, always we will have a good mindset to think towards in a logic building steps. So if you assume that if we are weak in mathematics, obviously our brain power is not so strong to apply or think towards to solve the problems. So that's the reason mathematics is the fundamental rules. That's the reason always, if you see any of the technical courses structure, they always build a fundamental syllabus based on the mathematics. Any courses if you take, maybe you take your BCA, or maybe the first fundamental rule is mathematics itself. Next, the logical reasoning. See, logical reason is nothing but just building a skill to logically how we can think and how quickly we solve the problems. That is called the logic. So without logic, you cannot write a good program. This is the second rule. Next, problem solving. See, tomorrow when you go and work in any one of the company, we are not aware that what kind of software we need to develop. So while developing a software, we will always face a problem. Anytime we can face any problem. So how quickly we can solve the problems. So that always comes from mathematics and logical reasoning. Then only we will have a problem solving skill. If you don't have this fundamental mathematics and logical reasoning, then you cannot solve any problem. We cannot solve any problems in a limited period of time. The next, aptitude test. See, aptitude test always a good thing to keep on brush up our knowledge or keep on increase our brain power to solve these problems, so that always we can go and think forward to build a good logic, because these are the aptitude test also one of the types to build a good logic to solve so many problems, as well as so many what I can say, let me put it in this way. See, if you have any one kind of problems which is derived from mathematics, you want to solve it. So of course you have to apply your brain power. Without brain power, you cannot solve it. So those kind of brain power strategy, you can get it from aptitude test. See, this is the fundamental rules. Before try to become a good program, you always should be focused for these things. Assume that now mathematics I said, let's discuss a bit detailed way. See, mathematics there are two approaches. One is applied mathematics and one more is core mathematics. So if you solve problems more and more in a mathematics side, especially in core mathematics side, so then always your thinking as well as your logical building skills are always great and good. This is the fundamental rule. Okay, now how to build good logic while writing a program. See, to build a good logic, of course, as I said, you should have a good mathematical mindset and problem solving mindset and practice. For here to become a good programmer, always practice is required. I'm not saying that you have to buy at the program and you have to start. If you're initial starting your career in your BCA or in BSc, you won't understand fundamental stuffs, maybe in C++ or Java, whatever. So initial one, if you go to buy at any programs, nothing wrong in that, because you are not understanding anything, right? But how long you have to buy at? That's the important question, guys. So here most of them are taking a wrong step. So you have to buy at max to max 30 days. If you're behind, still you're going and behatting the programs and writing the programs, then you are taking a wrong step in your career. I mean, in your educational career. So stop those things. And once you try to understand the program, most of them, they will think, if I understand the problems, if I understand how to write for loop, how to write while loop, how to write some if else condition, and how to declare some arrays, Most of them think that, yeah, I know now programming. No, guys, you know now just somebody written programs how to understand. If you're just knowing, if you're just trying to know somebody's written program, then it doesn't mean that you are a good programmer. So programmer mindset and skill set only comes when you practice more and more. So we'll discuss about this bit later in the detailed way. Okay, now competitive mindset. I already said about this, because if you have a self-motivated and competitive mindset, then only you will move towards to build a good skill set. Okay. Now, yeah, here data structures role in programming. So here I want to discuss a bit more. Even I want like the faculty members, any questions if they want to ask over here, they can ask about this mathematics as well as the data structure. See guys, just I said,
Christopher, sir, sorry for
to
the.
build a skill set. Yes.
Can you make it
Yeah.
presentation mode? Your PPT, can you make it presentation mode?
Hello. Yeah. Sure.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. If you want to see from initial, yeah, anything, if you want to navigate back, please let me know so I can show. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, see here the data structures role in a programming. See, if you want to become a good programmer, the first fundamental rule is of mathematics, and second fundamental rule is the data structures. So if you want to work in a technical career, maybe a software engineer or a application developer, you cannot say that I don't want data structures, because your entire application logic, your entire application software development strategies, programming strategies build on data structures itself. If there is no data structure, then there is no software development. That's what you have to understand, guys. This is very important. Now, data structures, most of them will feel difficulties because they are not strong in mathematics. So that's the reason I always, whenever when we have some technical career discussion or any this syllabus discussion with my colleagues or my my friends, we always debating about these things, and most of them are agreeing. Without data structures, you cannot write a good program and you cannot develop a good software. And now the thing is, most of them find data structures are very difficult. Why? The very simple reason, because they are weak in mathematics. That's it. And why they are weak in mathematics? Because they are not good in problem solving approaches in core mathematics. The core mathematics means you guys are already aware, this integrations, differentiations, and Boolean algebras. These are the things. So you should first try to solve those things in the step by step. Yes, in the initial level, of course, you will feel difficulties, but you have to practice. Without practice, you cannot write a good program. This is the first thing. And second thing is data structures utilization in our software development. See, as I mentioned here, time complexity in sorting and searching. See, we have so many algorithms. We have so many sorting algorithms, searching algorithms. So why those are created? Because those are very easy to, somebody already solved those problems. So now it is very easy to understand that problems and apply those in our problem solving areas, where you will get a quick outcome. So for example, now sorting, you take any linear sort or bubble sort, selection sort, or you can take some merge sort and all. So approach is same, right? But the logic is different. The selection sort will not work how bubble sort will work, but outcome is different. Sorry, outcome is same, but the logic is a bit different. So even if you say take a binary search algorithm, the beauty of binary search algorithm, we are not using any looping over there. I mean, for loop or any kind of, we're just using a if as well as one while loop. Because why? Because it is giving us same searching and same searching element of a given set of list in a very less time complexity. I mean, in the very less period of time. So time complexity means you might be heard about the formulas O of n, O of n square, O of n cube, and all. What are those? If you are applying without any for loops, then you are using only O, big notation O. If you're applying only one for loop, then big O of n. Then if you're applying 2 for loops, then it will goes to big O of n square. So these are the strategies of algorithms, guys. These you have to try to solve it. Now, again, it is interlinked. How can you solve it? Because you should always good in mathematical problem solving. So if you're good in mathematical problem solving here in the data structures, your mindset automatically will come to think in that way and solve the problems. I hope you are clear at this time complexity. Next, stack, queue, linked list, and tree traversing. See, if you take any kind of domain, for example, I want to give a one airways domain, aviation. One flight comes, arrives, and one flight departures. So now how it works? It works in the fashion of queue, right? First one flight came to airport and it's arrived, and then it get departure from that airport. So it is same concept called first in, first out. One flight came and went. If you want to delay one particular flight, it will go slightly according to your stack or linked list structure. Or if you want to mix that flights structures in the different timings, you can apply the same logic of tree traversing. So this is the beauty of data structure. Any domain, any programming software development, if you go, the first fundamental interview question will be always in data structures. So even if you, I hope most of them are aware about stack, queue, linked list and all, because these are your fundamental data structures. And also you guys are aware about this, what is primitive data structure, non-primitive data structures and all. So those all concepts are derived from the data structures in a time complexity fashion, as well as the domain problem solving structure. Okay. Now, after you are a BCA or BSc graduate, now what after 3 years of course, what kind of outcome you should take? This is very important, guys. Here, what I want you guys need to concentrate. First, you once see the what is main outcome of your BCA or BSc. BSc in the sense I meant here as a computer science. There is only one outcome what I can specify if you want to move to technical career, that is a application developer. Okay, apart from that, I won't see in the BCA you can learn other stuffs which are apart from your programming. But those programming, if you build those syllabus, if you build top of mathematics, then it will give more value into your portfolio. That is what where you guys have to concentrate. The next, a good programming skill. Yes, this is the first outcome you have to take. Then I hope you guys are having one of the semester where you have to develop one project at the end. So here you should know all your SDLC process as well as coding structures and coding complexity, then how to solve the problems in your trial and while doing the trial and error, and while applying this try catch statements, and how do you declare your runtime exception when you want to declare your compile time exceptions. Those strategies you have to learn. Those kind of coding strategies you have to apply in a software development coding strategy while you are doing your project. This is the second outcome you have to take. Third, good communication skill. Of course, this is must nowadays. Third, problem solving skill with mathematics. This is important, as I said earlier. If you are weak in here, you cannot participate in competitive exams, especially in whatever the exams you want to write in your aptitude test of any of the software industries or in your higher studies, like for example PGCET or NIMSET. These are very important. Then logical reasoning and competitive mindset for to have these all kind of programming skill set outcome from your BCA. Okay, now let's move into a bit different angle. I mean to say, okay, now I want to give a bit overview of software industry, how exactly the software industry functions, what are the different bands as well as company types are there. See, we know that there are so many software companies in the world, correct? There are so many top Fortune 500 companies, there are top Fortune 100 companies and all. But how do we categorize those companies, and how do we see, how can we see which company is best in the based on their performance wise, revenue wise, as well as the good tools and technology wise. See, in the software company is always divided into two types. One is product based companies and service based companies. Okay, and one more is there, but that I did not mention here purposefully. The reason is those companies, I mean to say, the BPOs, as well as I mean to say, what we can consultancies and all, those are not companies, guys. There you cannot go and do any software development. Those are just business processes which somebody need to maintain the software, or they need to go for the hiring process. So mainly in the software development industry, there are only two types of companies. One is product based company, and second one is a service based company. Now, what is product based company and what is service based company? How those are different? See, product based companies are like nothing but the FANG-M, or you can, FANG-M means, I hope you guys are aware what is FANG-M and all. See, product based companies are nothing but one company which goes to the market and do some research, which particular domain we need a software, which particular domain we want to enter. So those kind of research they will do in the market, and then they will build a software, then they will sell to the customer. That is called product based companies. So especially whenever you do a product based companies, we can divide them into the different domain wise. Now if you see healthcare, you can divide so many healthcare companies: Philips, GE, Cerner, Allscript. These are the product based companies which will come under your healthcare domain areas. And if you take a finance, you have the Fidelity, then you have Fidelity Investment, then there are some companies like Goncha. So these are the one which will come in your banking, insurance, and financial areas. Then telecom company, you can take a Deutsche Telekom. These are, and also in the e-commerce, the Flipkart, Walmart, and Amazon. These all are the different product-based companies which they will work in different domain. They will not move apart from those domains. They want to make a business and to get a good revenue generation those areas, because they have done a lot of R&Ds in the market specific to that domain. So these are called the product-based companies. Now service-based companies. Now, what are the different service-based companies? See, in India, if you see, most companies are service-based companies itself. There are no any product-based company in India which will come under top 100 Fortune list or 500 list. So service-based companies means, I hope most of you guys are aware, they are not going to the market and they're not doing any research. They're just saying that if we are ready to develop one software, you please give me your requirements so that we will develop, and one software will give you. And we are not sure that business will run how long, because tomorrow that client don't want means your business gone. So that is called service-based companies. So you might be heard about a term recession. Yes, now it is recession. We don't have good job openings in the market. See, recession can come only for service-based companies. The product-based company never get in mindset, or it never happen any kind of recession. The reason is because they knows that for next 10 to 15 years, what should I do? So then how come they will have a recession? So service-based companies always a bit lower margin compared to the product-based company. So now, what kind of product-based company? As I said, all this below I mentioned, FANG-M, Akamai, Intuit, those all are the product-based companies. And here, all are the service-based. This Accenture, Infosys, TCS, CGI, Sapient, these all are the service-based companies. Okay, now we see what are the different company bands we have. So how can we see that whether that company is good or not? See, guys, these are the information. Those are not like very up to market. Okay, this is not like where you can say that yes, what I'm saying itself, everything 100% right. This is the strategy what I have took from by doing currently from past 9 to 10 years in my experience. What I have seen from there, I took it and I am presenting to here. So maybe you might, I'm not sure whether you will agree or not with that, but this is the fact exactly what is there in the market. Okay, now what is A+ grade companies? See, company bands always will go based on the revenue and the work culture and what kind of product and what kind of software they will develop. Based on that, and the revenue in the sense, the what facility they will give to the employees, and the what package they will offer. Based on that, this company bands will be decided. Now, A+ grade companies, all product-based companies will fall under A+ and A grade. They will never enter B or C grade companies, guys. This is what you have to keep in your mind. See now, FANG-M. FANG-M is nothing but your Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google, and Microsoft. This is always comes under A+. There are so many companies, I listed very few. Then Akamai, Intuit, Adobe, Walmart, Amazon, Flipkart. These all companies which will fall under A+ grade. See, what advantage you will get if you go, if you enter A+ grade companies. First, work culture is good. Second, your package is obviously very high. Third, you have a good professional germ people where you can meet many NITians, IITians and all. So based on that structure, this is decided whether that company is A band company, A+ or A band company or not. A grade is a bit lower company, like A grade, TSI, which will come under T-Systems International, and Cerner, Allscript, Philips, then GE, General Electronics. This is also fall under A grade companies. Then B grade. See, none of the service-based company will get into A+ or A, because service-based companies package always offered less compared to your product-based company. That's the reason that will never fall under A+ or A grade company. That's the reason I have given this one. This is all, and it is not only my opinion. Even if you go and ask with any a technical guy, they will come up with the same opinion. Okay, now C grade companies. See guys, here C grade companies means, I'm not saying that they are bad. So C grade companies means they're recently started and their revenues are not so great. But there are C grade companies, some startups, they will offer better package than A+ grade companies. This is what you have to understand. Some startups, they will pay in just a 4 years graduate or 4+ year graduate more than 50 lakhs as a fresher itself. There are so many examples. You know, this A+ grade company, as I just mentioned, this Flipkart, initially 5-6 years before that was a startup, or 10 years before it was just startup, and it was considered as a C grade company. But that time itself, they're offering 25 lakhs package for freshers, for IIT and NITians. So there are some good companies also, but only problem in the C grade companies, the work culture. They will make you to work like day and night, and there is no any process, any systematic approach. There is no proper design discussion. Such kind of things won't be there, because they don't want to invest money in those process areas, because they have very less revenue as well as less money. That's the reason whatever they want to invest, they want to invest in the product development. So this is called a C grade company's work strategy. I hope you guys got a bit idea now on these companies. Okay. Okay. See, this is the one more important factor. A hiring parameter in software companies. What are the different hiring patterns they have when they want to hire one fresher or one experienced, or if they want to do any campus selection to if they want to go for any colleges or anywhere, what are the parameter they will follow to hire even to any fresher also. Okay, so as all of you know, to hire a one fresher, they will follow two strategies. One is on campus, one more is off campus. See, on campus is very less companies will follow for your AICTE approved courses. The reason is they have some parameter which they decided to go. And guys, one more question here. Now you cannot ask me this why they will follow this, because it's their own decision, because their money and their skill set requirement, and it's their decision what kind of candidate they want and where they want to go and hire the people. So you or me, we cannot decide anything on this, or we cannot comment on this, because they're running companies and it's their business strategy. So that's the reason they have this normally. This is like max to max. I'm not saying all 100% will follow the same structure, but 60 to 70% companies, they will follow this, especially for the A+ and A grade companies I'm saying here. Now, they have some skill set expectations and they have their budget. See, when one A+ grade company will go to one college to hire one candidate, always they will have a very high budget. They don't go with a low budget to any colleges to hire one candidate. This is the policy of A+ or A grade company, and their skill set expectation is very tough compared to other companies, because they have a strong benchmark which one candidate want to clear that benchmark, and then that particular candidate need to go to one particular R&D center in their organization, and he has to do R&D. So that's the reason this is the benchmark they will set. Okay, now how they will decide which college they want to go. So most of the FANG-M companies or A+ companies, they will go in India always IIT and NITs or top 100 NIRF ranking colleges. This is the first parameter they will consider. And here, you might have one question, why they will consider this one? See, now, as I mentioned here, IIT, NIT, and top 100 NIRF ranking colleges, they are having some strong benchmark. One without clearing some benchmark criteria, they cannot go to IIT because they have some strict norms, right? They have to go for JW Advanced, JW Mains. They have to clear that, then they have to enter. So of course, their quality of problem solving is always higher compared to others. That's what company thinks. I don't know whether you will agree or not. That's what the company mindset at all. And next, they will prefer NITians because they will also go very strong parameter and strong hurdles. They will cross it, then they will go, and then they will come out. So that's the reason these two parameters they will mention as a first two priority. Then next, they will prefer top 100 NIRF ranking colleges. That those are nothing but the National Institution Ranking Framework. So in this top 100 colleges, always they will say that those are the good colleges. That's the reason they will prefer. This is how A+ or A grade companies will think. And next, they will come into AICTE approved courses. And when they will come to AICTE approved courses, they will never do on campus. They will set one pool area, and they will do one pool hiring. So they will call so many colleges into one institution, and they will conduct over there some exams, aptitude test, and from then they will go for the technical panel. Then they will move to the candidate to technical panel who cleared those aptitude test. Then they will, if he's good, if the candidate is good in technical skill set, then they will hire him. Okay, and what kind of courses normally they will prefer? See guys, here the most of the companies always prefer 4+ years of graduates. They will not prefer much for the 3+ for the software development sector when they want to go as a campus selection. This is how the benchmarks works. I mean, the benchmarks or the parameter works when they are going just software companies, A+ or A grade software companies. So next slide, if I want to go. Okay. Okay, one more. Okay, now next, why they will decide this parameter? As I said, some of the norms, as I just mentioned, JEE, JEE Advanced, then GATE, this NIMSET, PGCET. See, these are the one structure they will follow. This is which I got from one couple of HR hiring team. I mean, technical acquisition team who works for these areas and all. So they see that to enter one particular course, for any course, maybe 4+ years or any other your BSc MCA or BCA MCA courses, they have some parameter. As I said, one is like your entrance test, then their syllabus structure, and what kind of syllabus they have, and what kind of content they're teaching to the students. These are the parameters they will list, then they will go for these companies. They will, if IIT or NIT means, it doesn't mean that all IITians and all NITians will get hired. No, they'll prefer, but the hiring will happen if the candidate is good, then only, otherwise it will not happen. So this is what you have to think. If it doesn't mean that those who study in all IIT and NIT, they will get all our like 1 crore package. If there are 1,000 people, 1,000 people also will, 1,000 candidates also won't get 1 crore package. It's a skill set, of course. Okay, next. One more thing I want to add here. See, I have not added your BSc and BC over here because that will not fall under 4+ year graduation as well as AICTE approved courses. So that's the reason I have not added here. This is actually the parameter which will follow in normally current in our organization, maybe on any A+ or A grades. That's what I mentioned over here. Okay. Now, package range. See, this is what you guys have to understand here, how the package is opted. See, take one example. Now, for example, you want to construct one house. So it's your decision and it's your budget to whom to give that contract and how much budget whom you want to build. So even if you are constructing a house, so I cannot come and interfere and I can suggest you that no, you don't do this, that, because it's your money, your choice. So the same way here also applies same thing. Why they're offering that much package and what is their budget and all, it's their decision. So here normal package, how much they will offer. So for the IITian candidates, they offer 20 lakhs to 1.2 crore for this, especially for that BTech and MTech students. Because the reason is their benchmark is very strong. That's the reason. The next, NIT candidates, how much they offer. The starting initial, this is for the fresher, right? I'm just talking about a fresher package. It's not experience package. This is NIT candidates. Initials, they will start from offers. Some companies will, if any service-based company will go to NIT, they max to max, they will offer 8 lakh. If any service-based company, if they want to go to hire on IIT candidates, then max to max they will offer 20 lakhs, not more than that. These in the right side, if you whatever the figure you see, 1.2 and 70, these all are the product-based or A+ grade companies can only offer. Your Infosys or Wipro, TCS will not offer this package. Okay, next preference they will give for the top NIRF ranking colleges. The same thing, 8 lakh to 40 lakhs, up to 40 lakhs they will pay. So here in the IIT, I have not added your MCA. The reason is in none of the IIT courses are offered MCA. Only NIT colleges are offering MCA currently, 7 to 8 companies. Okay, and the reason I included only these courses because these comes under a strong benchmark as well as this AICTE approved norms. So this is not my strategy. This is the HR strategy in the any companies. And next, the other colleges, as I said, if your colleges not fall under top 100 NIRF ranking, then still if the candidate is good skilled, still he can hire, he can get equal package like NIT package, but that candidate should be good. If here any company becomes, if A+ or A grade company, still they offer 15 lakh package for the normal college guy. So this is the what things. Okay. Next, now designation and tech career in software industry. What are the designation they will offer and what are the different career strategy they have? See, for fresher, any company if you go, they give as a trainee engineer, and that is up to 1 to 3 years. And here your role is nothing but just to go under one training, 1 to 6 months the training will be there, and after that you have to go for some senior candidate. They will assign you one senior candidate, and he will inform what is your day-to-day task, and based on his suggestion, based on his requirement specification, you have to start work. So they will not initially first day itself they will give some project and they will train you. No. So they will just give a training on the fundamental areas. So that's the reason, guys, if you see any of our non-technical candidates in your BTech, if he is just mechanical engineer, or even if you're civil engineer or electrical and electronics engineer, they will be also working as a SDE or SDED or a software engineer. Reason is they're strong in their logical skill set, plus they're strong in their mathematical skill set. So if you're good in logical skill set and mathematical skill set, then anybody can learn programming. This is what the software industry's mindset. So that's the reason, make sure your fundamentals are very strong, especially mathematics as well as your programming skill. Okay, next. 3+ years SD or SDED, this designation they will give. We'll discuss SD and SDED a bit detail in the later slides. Okay, then this is the 3 years. So here you will be considered as one normal software engineer, where you have to do some coding for the client requirements. So as a fresher, you're supposed to not do any coding for the client requirements. It is based on the senior instruction you have to work. 3+ means, yes, of course, they will think that you know now some fundamental strategies well to debug the code and how to solve the problems and how to minimize these scalability in your coding, and how do you solve this time complexity strategies and all. So based on that, they will give you work. And directly they will assign you to the client project to work and do some coding. That's what the responsibility in your 3+ years. The 5+ years is you always have to think in the code optimization level, where you have to solve the problems, you have to debug something, and 5th one is you have to do the new development as well. So here your expectations as well as salary always high. If your experience is 5 years, then 8+ years, of course. 8+ years means you are leading the entire team and you are independently handling the client, and you are taking the requirement and you are assigning to your team, and you are helping to your team to solve the problems, and you are building the coding debugging skills. So the main problem in the technical lead, currently I'm working in this in the 4th area, where your responsibility is always high. If anyone 2-3 members are absent in your team, means you have to do your work as well as their work also. So responsibility wise, it is a very high profile, as well as always a responsible profile. Okay, next, 12+ years. So if you are 12+ years, your designation will be always like a technical architect or solution designer or SDED automation architect or engineering manager. Here, you have to work 2-3 different projects, and you have to provide the solution to your team. And you have to come up with the new latest tools and technologies. You have to do some R&D over here, and you have to help that. You have to suggest to your team members or your project members, so what are the tools and technology they should use it. So here always R&D. The 12+ years experience guy always need to work in R&D projects. And even fresher they will not put into R&D, but 3+ years experience guys, anybody can go and join into this R&D team if they are good in coding. Okay, 18+ years means the CTO as well as the technical VP. This is like always to discuss about technical, how business need to be moved and how good revenue need to be get generated, whether you have to use paid software or open source software and all. So those decisions will be taken by these people. Okay, now how to work in software company. What is your different roles will be there, and what is the roles and responsibility? See, as I said, what is SD, SDET, DevOps, and full stack development, and what is QA? See, SD is nothing but your application developer or software engineer or anything. But normally now most of the companies will keep this designation as software development engineer. It means your main primary responsibility to code. You have to do the coding, and you have to debug the code who has written somebody, and you have to come up with the new solutions, and you have to suggest to the management or your technical architect, in this solution I'll feel better. So this will be give a good outcome and very quick outcome. So those kind of things always will be, those kind of responsibilities will fall under SDE. Now, what is SDET? See, this is one more designation, which is recently from past 7-8 years it is started, and now it is common in all the software company. SDET is nothing but software development engineering test, where you have to write a reverse programming. Suppose assume that you have developed one particular application and which is ready to deliver to the client, but before delivering to the client, that need to be tested, and you cannot go and sit manually. You cannot go and sit manually for 2-3 years to deliver the quality and approve the quality for the software. So you have to test it programmatically. So here you have to write in different tools and technology, which I'm going to explain you later. So that is the main responsibility. So here you have to write test programs to unit testing, maybe a functional testing or user acceptance testing. Then you have to test stage test, beta test, and those all will fall under SDET role. And next, DevOps. DevOps is nothing but development and operations, where you have to work in the different infrastructure setup, maybe a cloud, AWS, Azure, and all. This is one new trend recently from past 4 to 5 years. It is started in IT companies. So this is a very booming role currently. But whatever role you have, also your primary fundamental structure is data structure and mathematics, nothing else apart from that. If you're not good in maths and your data structures, you cannot enter into these 3 roles. Then what is full stack development? The full stack development is nothing but you should develop a UI, you should develop a API, and you should develop a DB, store procedures. Then you have to design some architecture for a database. Those will fall under full stack, and this is the hot trend, which will be most of the jobs will be now assigned as a full stack development. Even the same thing for QA. QA is nothing but who is responsible quality assurance. Okay, now how your day starts and what are the roles and responsibility once you get a job when you enter it. See, your day starts, your software company always works based on SDLC lifecycle, and you might be studying software engineering, and in the software engineering you might have this some models, waterfall model, spiral model, prototype model, and all. But those are the older days. But nowadays all will follow. These are the things: Scrum, Kanban, and XP, because these are very dynamic. Okay, so without SDLC, you cannot imagine. None of the software companies can function. So this is the fundamental software engineering process that is called SDLC, software development lifecycle. Then daily Scrum or daily stand-up. Nothing but what task you have to perform and what is you have in your hand to do it, and what tomorrow you can do it, or what today you can do it. So those update you have to give your superior. Then sprint plan. This is your actually called your project overview plan. You have to do for next 1 week or 1 month what task we have in our project. So that is called sprint plan. Then sprint review. Sprint review is nothing but I mean to say, after one particular projects get completed, what you have to what went well, what is wrong, what went wrong, what was the issues you found, so how can we resolve it in the later stage. Those things we can discuss in the sprint review. Then SDLC. This is a tool, SDLC, which we can follow with the Jira as well as TFS. These are the major requirement specification as well as your task. Everything will be tracked here. So that is called Jira and TFS. These are the SDLC, Scrum, Kanban, XP tools. So I hope you guys have heard about this Scrum and Kanban, then XP. So these are nothing but the different SDLC software models. Then version control software. This is mainly used to, today you are doing coding and you cannot keep it in your system, right? Because we don't know tomorrow your system might get vanished, or tomorrow something get corrupt in your system. So you have to push into a cloud, and those tools are called GitHub. Those tools called GitHub, Bitbucket, and GitLab SVN. So okay, SVN is now most of the companies are not using it, but main now hot trend is to check in your codes. Always you have to use GitHub or Bitbucket or GitLabs. Okay, now this is what you have to concentrate after your mathematics and data structures. See guys, don't jump to learn these things without making fundamentals strong. If you are doing without fundamentals, if you go and study these things, right, that will not help you, because after 2-3 months you will forget. So the first fundamental what you have to learn is you have to learn your maths, then microprocessor, then you have to learn your C programming, C++ programming, data structures. Then you have to come for these things, because none of the companies are interested in your college what advanced concept you have learned. They are interested only how good you are in fundamentals and how quickly you can solve the problems, because they will easily teach you and they will easily guide you what you have to learn in these things. And who is good in maths and data structures, they can easily learn these things. Okay, so top demanding programming languages which currently in the market they will prefer is Java and advanced Java. This is for your front end as well as the API development. Then Python, especially they're using for machine learning and data science, as well as for other web development, as well as JavaScript. It's a very hot and always hot trend in the market, because JavaScript and Angular is always mainly used to develop a UIs. So JavaScript is as evergreen scripting language as like Java and Python. But first market always more is Java. And next market comes to C# and .NET, but still it is a very demanding language in the market. Then backend. Now, what is API? I have added as a backend. See, you might be learning in your syllabus the 2-tier architecture and 3-tier architecture. 2-tier architecture, you guys don't have any API connection between front end to the backend. You have straight away DB connection, where there are a lot of security loopholes. Now, the new thing which industry is implemented, that is called API, application program interface, maybe REST API, maybe SOAP API, and also from the front end, your request goes to the API. From API, you go and communicate with your DB. So that is called API. Okay, NoSQL means other than structured query language, where you have to use MongoDB, MongoDB or NoSQL softwares for these things, which will be store your data in your JSON format instead of storing your data in your tabular format. So NoSQL will never follow the tabular format; they will follow the JSON format. And data warehousing, it's a very important things, because when your software has so many data, so then slowly you have to move into from your current data to the historical data. So that's the reason you have to use data warehousing, and here you have to use tool called ETL. Then infra setup and cloud. Infra setup and cloud is nothing but a current storage maintenance area where you have to use your for store your entire code into cloud, and from there you have to execute, so that you no need to maintain any virtual system or physical system or server, because everything will be taken care over there. So that is the reason the infra setup and cloud I told, right? Here the main your DevOps operations will be working on it. So your DevOps activity will come in for the AWS and Azure. So these are the major things what currently companies are looking and working. Apart from this, anything you will hear from the market, those all are gimmicks, guys. Your data science, then big data, everything will come after data warehousing and infra setup and this programming language. So don't run behind learning new things. You make sure your fundamentals are strong, your mathematics is strong. That's the reason I'm again and again telling mathematics, because that is what company need. They are not willing to hire any. See guys, if you just learn these AWS and Azure by seeing this YouTube channel or anything, or by joining any courses, so what kind of practical knowledge you will get it? You will not get anything, because those are just a fundamental what they will explain. That even after once you enter into your job also you can study, correct? So that's the reason you concentrate before this your mathematics as well as data structures. Then if you're fine, if you're good in, then you have to come to here. Okay, then what is domain? See, now we all know technical things, but how do you apply those technical things into a business and marketing? In a market. So you have to work in different business. Different business is nothing but the different domain. So media domain, if you have set up, so now media domain, your YouTube is belongs to one of the media streaming server. OTT, your Hotstar, Netflix, then Amazon Prime, the YouTube. Those all are the OTT platform. If you need to work tomorrow in any of the company called media streaming or OTT domain, then you have to work for these areas where you have to know, you should have idea about how this HTML player will work, HTML5 player will work, how CMD player will work, and how to develop one media player. So those things you have to concentrate. So this is a media as well as a OTT domain. Healthcare domain, any hospitality insurance or LIS, laboratory information system. Then even if you take this COVID situation, a lot of R&D is happening, right, in health sciences, maybe clinical trial, non-clinical trials. So those are called as a domains. That is comes under healthcare domains. Then aviation, airport domain. Suppose if you want to develop one software for the airport maintenance or air traffic control, ATC, then you have to work in these domains. So you should get first a business idea, then you should get a product idea, then you should start your coding. So these are called as domains. Then finance, of course, your banking, insurance, and your other financial areas. So that is called finance domain. So there are so many. I listed a few over here. Okay. Okay.
Sir,
Yeah,
can
current
we
tools and
shortcut some word?
yeah, sure. I will close it in 2 minutes. It's nothing.
Yeah.
See,
Yes, sir.
current tools. Yeah, the current tools and technologies. These all are related to your cloud. These are the Kubernetes, Docker, cloud API development, then automation. These are the things. Then the CI/CD pipeline. These all are the advanced concept which they are using it currently. But as a BSc, BCA, or engineering or any MC graduates, no need to worry about this, because this is not you currently learn in your colleges. This is after entering into any software industry. They will train you guys. You guys no need to worry about it. Okay, next, after BC and MCA, see why I have this, why I have mentioned this slide is very important for your future purpose. See, I'm not saying that everybody compulsory you have to do it, but if possible, please do your higher studies, because your campus selection, I mean to say, your campus selection criteria will be increased a bit more compared to BCA, BSc, because most of the 70% companies will work on the development profile, especially. This is I consider only for development profile. So this criteria will be more helpful to get shortlist if you are good in your skill set to the good companies. So this is the overall skill set session, guys. So if you have any questions, please let me know.
Thank you, sir. It's time for questions and answers, and we have few questions here. I will read out a few questions. Sir, one question is data structure is still considered when there is artificial intelligence is being popular? That's one question. Second one is few demanding soft skills for tech career.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Participants, please post. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
over to you.
Sure. See, as I said, data structure never die. It's the heart of the software industry. So artificial intelligence and all is the later part. Without data structure, you cannot write a good code, and without a developer, there is no software industry. So this is how you have to take it, guys. So artificial intelligence, if you don't study, if you don't know a bit about artificial intelligence, that's okay. You can survive, and that there is no, I don't know why this term artificial intelligence having a booming, that is irrelevant to a programmer. That is comes on 5th or 6th stage later, but data structure is the first step. You cannot climb 10th step before climbing a first step. So data structure is important. Without data structure, you cannot survive in a programming. And before data structure, mathematics is the main thing. So that's the reason why I'm keeping mathematics very important over here. Is one thing is like your problem solving skill. So you just take your 4 years or 6 years BTech and MTech candidates, they're studying 6 to 7 maths papers, and that's the reason, apart from BSc computer science and engineering, or BTech computer science or engineering, or apart from information science engineering, the candidates are easily entering into IT market because they are studying mathematics. if you see here MCAs or MSc Computer Science, they're still struggling because they are compared to maths papers, they have very compared to BTech papers, they have very less mathematics. That's a structure, guys. This is what you have to see. So you see, civil engineering guy, he's entering into a software industry, he's coding because the rule is he's good in maths. That's it. Okay, what is the next question?
Next question, sir. If we do not have a maths background, is there no life for us in the IT sector?
For development, sorry to say this, no. For development profile, there is no life if you are weak in maths. It's hard to say this statement, but that's how companies thinks.
Okay, sir. Any other questions, students or participants? I don't find any other questions. Thank you for answering all the questions, sir. And I request Vanaja madam to post the feedback form. At the same time, I request Ms. Sean Natalia to do vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sean Natalia, and I'm here to present the vote of thanks for today's webinar. I would like to thank our principal, Reverend Dr. Pravin Martis SJ, for constant support and guidance. And a special thanks for today's resource person, Mr. Christopher Rohan De Silva, for enlightening us with your knowledge. I hope that all the participants have been enriched with a set of IT skills that are required for the current industry and how you have to prepare yourselves to get into a tech career. I'd also thank our beloved director, dean, and HOD for their guidance and moral support. A special thanks to the organizing committee for their unflinching support and coordination. I would also like to thank the participants for being part of this event from various institutes. Thank you, Ashna, for leading us with a wonderful prayer song, and Chris for the great introduction on today's session. Once again, thank you, everyone. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you, Sean. Well, it's been a very good session from Christopher Rohan De Silva. Hope everybody has filled the feedback form sent in the chat box. Thank you, one and all. Have a good day.
Okay, thank you guys, and all the best to your career. Please give importance to learn the programming, to develop your programming skill set as well as mathematics. If you, frankly speaking, the skill set what I mentioned in the one of the slide. So this, if you need, I can share any of your faculty members. So follow those structures of skill set, which will really helpful to your career. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.